Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on and touch me, baby. Ba-da-ba-ba. Can't you see that I am not afraid? Ba-ba-ba-ba. What was that promise that you made? Lawrence is good at piano.
Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Yo.
Oh my God. Who's this cool guy that showed up? It's not the guy that I went to Vancouver with.
Sup?
Oh my God. Our experience has changed him.
I think I'm a cool now.
Nope, there it goes. It's gone.
Oh, well, listen, it was fun.
Yeah. Who first did a cool?
Who first was a cool?
Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
That's right.
We have a review.
Baby.
Oh, I was so excited for this one. This is a 5-star review, number 146 from Stump Chunkman.
Step into the stump. Stump Chunkman.
We don't usually do it in that.
Well, fuck me then.
I tried.
Yeah, that was a rough weekend.
I mean, yeah, that was the idea.
Good Lord.
This fucking review, I mean, it's the loosest form of a review, but hard to not give this one a review star.
Of course, it made it to TV, baby.
So this comes to us from the Omni TV's Punjabi Hockey Night in Canada coverage.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So this was really hilarious because Stump sent, I think, both of us a message.
Yeah.
And was like, they talked about Dr. DC on the Hockey Night in Canada. And I'm like, I need more information.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, they showed me wearing the Dr. DC shirt and then I think gave him the credit of like being part of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll put up the video on our Patreon or something like that. We'll put it somewhere so that you guys can find it. But it's hilarious because it's speaking like Punjabi and like you're not really. I'm not going to do the impression, but
are you not?
It's taking everything inside me not to do it. But
you're so good at accents.
Only off mic. And so it's a lot of Punjabi, and then you just hear Dr. DC.
It's pretty awesome.
It's bonkers. We definitely did not get a fan from it, but hilarious.
Oh, not yet. Let it percolate.
Percolate the live coverage.
Yeah, let it seep in.
Oh, okay.
Until it's in the zeitgeist.
Oh, yeah. The Punjabi zeitgeist.
Of hockey?
Yeah.
Listen, there's not a different language translation of hockey for every language in Canada. The fact that there's a Punjabi one means there's like a huge group watching.
I love that.
Yeah, it's tight as hell.
And that was an insane thing to
I used to watch Punjabi hockey coverage all the time because it was an easier channel to get for free.
That's very funny. Like, I don't need to know what they're saying. I'm just watching.
Before things were like fully digital.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I just remember watching it a lot. Maybe I didn't have to, actually, and I'm confused, but I watched it a lot when I lived in Niagara. I watched a lot of Punjabi hockey coverage.
That's incredible. Yeah, I had no idea that was even a thing and was really happy when I saw that.
It's amazing.
Love that. Thank you, Stump.
Here, just wait.
Oh, you're going to play the video.
Yeah, so we'll just hear the audio of it here.
I forgot about that part.
Dr. DC ਤੈਦਲ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫੋਟੋ ਭੇਜੀ ਹੈ ਖੂਗਰ ਬਿਗ ਅਸਿਸਟ ਦੀ ਪੇਸ਼ਕਸ਼ ਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਨੈਟ ਵੱਲ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਇੱਥੇ
So the best way anyone's ever said Dr. DC ever.
Yeah.
I do like that you heard Adam and Dr. DC, which if anybody speaks Punjabi, please let us know everything that was said.
Yeah.
Because I'm desperate to actually know. But holy shit. I mean,
a lot of energy. That's what we need in a review. So thank you, Stump, for making that happen.
I wish that I could start by saying every episode, welcome residents to Dr. DC.
I mean, listen, you just proved that you can.
Yeah, it's not as good though. I can't roll the front, but I can only roll in the back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna try.
Come on, try.
I'm not going to try because I might fail.
And potentially in failing.
And that will be on my headstone.
Yeah. I'm not going to try because I might fail. That's the most Reed Vanier thing I've ever heard. Incredible.
Yeah.
So thank you, Stump.
Yes, thank you so much. That's
Holy
awesome.
shit. I love that so much. We've got no news this week, so we can get right into this week's theme.
Sure.
We're talking about shipping, baby.
Yeah. Jules Verne said that 2 ships in the ocean.
No,
with
relationships.
Oh.
Yeah, like couples.
Oh.
Like
I didn't do any of the reading I wanted to do for this.
You just read boat
I
stuff.
just read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Not even DC stuff.
No,
For the DC podcast.
Oh.
You see where you made a mistake, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
I thought DC stood for Dis Catamaran, like a different kind of ship. Like,
Driving coastal.
dang Corsairs.
Yeah, diving captains.
Oops. Yeah. So this is this theme was voted on by our Golden Age patrons. Yeah, we're talking about like romance and relationships in DC Universe.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we get right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking dive in.
It's not that kind of ship.
Oh, stupid, stupid.
I gotta say too,
Yeah.
if for people listening, you listened to an episode yesterday that we recorded in the hotel.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. A good reminder for
And now you're listening today to an episode we're recording the day after we got back.
That's
we got
right.
back last night.
Yeah.
But then I was also here all morning until I got a COVID test and confirmed it was negative. And then I
Yes.
went home for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Saw my family briefly. Came back here.
Yes.
We just recorded an episode on someone else's podcast,
That's right.
on the Greatest Pod that's going to be coming out. And now we're recording this.
Yes.
After a full weekend of activities and that, I don't know about you, but like I'm like maybe I'd say 30% concerned about the drive home. I'm so tired.
Yeah,
So if the energy is weird, this time we have a reason.
my business partner called me after our morning meeting and was like, "Hey, are you all right?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "You just seem not in a great place." I was like, "I'm just tired."
I didn't think you were anything in that meeting that was like
I don't know, but apparently my energy was off, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking I'm tired."
Yeah. He called and he said, "Whoa, amber is the color of your energy."
Amber is the color of your energy.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's but also not sick of you.
Yeah, I'm not sick of you either.
Yeah.
I can't quit you.
I know. If anything,
I literally I left your house for 5 hours and came back.
Yeah. If anything, we've never been closer.
Yeah.
We've never been closer.
I mean, that's not true.
Subscribe to the Patreon to find out.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's the wrong podcast. See, this is what I mean. I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired.
First questions are going to come from Facebook.
Go to the face and the book. Go to the Facebook.
One and only question comes from it's Matthew Poulter, baby. Chicken Matty,
Oh.
the one and only, who asks, do you think there's a character in the DC universe whose love life gets shafted as badly as Peter Parker's?
Oh. I mean, beyond the Gwen Stacy thing.
Sure.
Well, I don't know that I know enough about how Peter's love life gets shafted. He's got Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, who's a sort of sometimes dalliance in that Catwoman kind of way where she's like, no, stop being a criminal. She's like, that's who I am.
Yeah.
And then there's MJ.
Yeah.
I know there's some stuff about like kids and then not having kids, or they're married and then they're not, or she forgets. Is that the one day more thing?
Yeah.
People forget who he is and stuff like that. But I don't know enough about Peter Parker to know a ton of his relationship drama. But if we just go with very traumatic early career death of a girlfriend and then just a bunch of failed relationships afterwards, Kyle Rayner?
Sure, yeah, yeah. I mean, oof.
You know, Alexandra DeWitt, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm just getting a note here. We got to cut to an ad from LG. Your fridge has never been colder.
Oh no! Oh God, no!
Use promo code Major Force.
Oh no! I was like, why is he pausing? I'm like, did his brain stop working? Nope, making a tasteless joke.
Yeah, you know, like I probably doesn't map 1-to-1,
Sure.
but you know, like the Alex DeWitt is kind of like the Gwen Stacy thing, except it's like Kyle's foot. Like Kyle didn't try to save her and fail. It just happened, and then he showed up later. But like very traumatic kind of death of a loved one, and then you know, like Kyle's had Kyle and Jade had a relationship.
Sure, yeah.
Kyle and Carol had a brief relationship. Kyle had kind of a fling with what's her name? The princess on the Omega Men. Like there's lots of Kyle romances that kind of come later. Jade's probably the main one, maybe more of a quote unquote MJ-ish.
Yeah. Dick Grayson deals with a lot of like relationship issues.
Yeah, but that's more because he is so like a leaf in the breeze.
Sure.
With those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of like another character. Like, is the implication that Peter Parker is just like, man, that kid's got no luck?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
kind
it's
of.
either they
die
or they forget him, or he has to be a hero and it sacrifices a thing or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky, I guess, without having a better grasp on Peter Parker's situation.
But I think like that's probably that basis. Kyle Rayner definitely lines up.
I think that's my
that.
answer for that is Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's leave Facebook and head on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
First question comes from Travis Campbell, who asks, "What was the most toxic relationship in DC? Not a one-sided one like Joker and Harley, but a legitimate relationship."
I got a couple of contenders.
Okay.
Contender number 1.
Yes.
Hal Jordan and Arisia Rabb.
Oh?
So Arisia is a Green Lantern. She's from another planet. And she was like 13 years old.
Uh-oh.
But on her planet, that's a little bit different. And she artificially ages herself up at one point because she wants to be with Hal. And then Hal goes. So like but by ages, I mean she like grows and like, I don't even know if she necessarily, I can't remember if she like gets wiser or anything like that. But she biologically ages without necessarily actually having aged.
Sure, yeah.
And Hal goes, oh, well, then it's okay.
Nice.
Kind of.
Boo.
And it's a little bit gross.
Can I guess what your next one is?
Sure.
Judas Contract?
Well, see, I mean, yes. I was almost going to just throw that out there because we're avoiding Joker and Harley, the sort of very obvious, like, predatory thing there.
Sure. But that's not even a real relationship.
No. You're right. Because for all intents and purposes, that one's, yeah. I mean, obviously Judas Contract, Deathstroke and Terra, that one's super fucked up. The other one I was going to bring up is Will Magnus and Platinum.
Oh.
So Will Magnus is the creator of the Metal Men.
Yeah.
And Platinum's thing in all the classic Metal Men comics,
with Will,
she's obsessed with him. She just wants to be a good housewife for him. And he's like, what the fuck? Get the fuck away from me. Except that they do eventually kind of get together.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of messed up. Because we haven't fully answered the question of the Metal Men's sentience.
Or their biology.
Or, well, I mean, that's less of a question because they can shapeshift.
Oh, she'll make it work.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's the least of my problems.
But like Will, it's not just that there's a question of how much agency Platinum has. There's also the issue that like Magnus is horrible to her.
Oh,
really bad to her. Just like, yeah, whatever, bruh. Like he doesn't say that, but he's like,
sure.
He's bad.
He may at some point.
He's bad to her.
Yeah.
and keeps sending her into life-threatening situations, and essentially tells her she's replaceable because they're just made of metals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so for them to ever end up with anything more than that is deeply fucked up.
Yeah.
Those are 3 very good, fucked up, toxic ones, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next question from Kyle, who asks, in your opinion, who has had the best queer relationship representation?
I mean, we might not be the right people to ask.
Why?
I don't know that we could judge the quality of the queer representation. We could just acknowledge when queer relationships have been represented.
Sure. It does make it easier that they're more recent.
Well, yes. Yeah, for sure.
Like Kal-El's most recent sort of coming out has been great.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's John.
Sorry,
That's,
John, yeah.
Yeah. Because Kal-El is straight. Screams the internet.
Canonically.
Great, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, you check in with Kal-El right now. He's got a lot of leather daddy shit going on.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Sorry. Blacked out for a second.
Big surprise.
The best queer I mean, Midnighter and Apollo is a really solid one.
Yeah.
Where they, very different personalities,
Sure.
very supportive of each other, always coming back to it. Like Midnighter is very flirty and stuff like that, but like there's him flirting with Nightwing. There's never a question in my mind he's going home to Apollo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no shit like that I can sense, right? And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think Harley and Ivy is.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Harley and Ivy. I think they work really well.
They also balance each other out.
They balance each other out, like in such a like insane way, that Harley becomes like a real tether to humanity for Ivy, and Ivy is such like a soothing, calming, natural force for the chaos of Harley's mind.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like
it's quite beautiful, actually.
Like Harley's whole thing is like she like intellectually fully understands what she's doing, but is choosing like, and it's kind of like an act of feminism because it's like basically choosing like chaos and anarchy because she doesn't have the freedom she wants to within like the general
clip I'm going to use for the episode.
General confines.
Feminism is chaos. Ooh,
no. But
uh-oh,
it's an act of feminism because she has to choose chaos to be able to have the society and the like. Life
I know what you're saying.
And I think that Ivy is so confident in who she is, but like maybe doesn't have the mental stability necessarily. Like she's very calming and understanding, but she's definitely like broken.
I mean, certainly current Ivy is like, she was like literally 2 Ivies for a bit.
Yeah.
No thanks to Heroes in Crisis.
And very funny.
So drag that up again.
But I think like they balance each other out really nicely.
I really like them. I think they're a good couple. Yeah, good. Listen, when we went back and read back some of it for book club, I had to slightly reevaluate how progressive I believe the Rachel Pollack run of Doom Patrol is.
Sure.
Part of that is, I think, like, if we're going to look back 30 years, the idea of the Thing perfectly nailing the things we count as progressive now is difficult. You know what I mean? But there's something maybe not that any one relationship really strikes me as like incredible, but there's a lot of things going on.
Sure.
Between, Coagula and Robot Man, or you bring in like the relationship of like the negative family and how that works, and you tie in all the old Rebus stuff that led into that, and let's just say Doom Patrol in general, it's maybe not, but that's less relationshipy, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Midnighter and Apollo, Harley and Ivy feel like good ones. Yeah, John and shoot, I can't remember his name.
No, me either.
Suit.
But Jesus Christ, really?
I think there is good stuff out there, though. But again,
not nearly enough.
And also, we're probably only good at just naming when it happens, as opposed to like Unless it's egregiously bad. It's hard for us
Yeah.
to really talk about the quality of it or if it's really nailing
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Oh, the fucking the Airy and Wink from the Revolutionaries from the Tom Taylor
Oh, yeah.
Suicide Squad run. I really liked that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right, next question coming from Mosaic Comics, who asks, Carol Ferris briefly dated Kyle Rayner, later revealing she's afraid the Starfire ring will leave if she isn't in love.
Right.
Thus, she tries to make herself love someone, even if they aren't good together. Does this recontextualize her entire fraught history with Hal Jordan?
Yeah. See this. Okay. This is interesting. The Star Sapphire core,
Yeah.
the Violet Lanterns, if you want to call them that,
Yeah.
they are powered by the power of love
Mm-hmm.
on the emotional spectrum.
Sure.
And partly due to retconning things together, and partly due to just where it went when all of these when the emotional spectrum kind of crept up.
Mm-hmm.
Some very interesting questions about what does it mean to be powered by love come up.
Yeah.
You realize there's lots of different kinds of love.
Yeah.
There's almost a sort of destined quote unquote true love that's sort of represented by, I think it's in Brightest Day, you learn that at the center of the Star Sapphire central power battery are the bones of Prince Khufu and Shayera. Like the Egyptian lives of Hawkman and Hawk Girl
Oh, wow.
are at the center of the Star Sapphire central power battery.
Mm-hmm.
So their love symbolically it powers love.
Wow.
So that you got like a sort of idea of like destiny and true love, quote unquote. You have a sort of you have a representation of like the possessive side of love that takes the form of the love entity is called the Predator, which is partly a retcon of a sort of Silver Age character that was connected to Carol and Hal and stuff like that. They retcon the Predator as being the love entity, and that's possessive and like, has maybe almost even more in common with the Orange Lanterns and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have like Jon Stewart gets inducted at one point because he has like great love for the core, which is a more generalized kind of like pride and belonging and things like that, and that inducts him into the core as a male member. We start exploring this idea that there are all these different sort of nuances to love. So the idea that Carol is worried that she's going to lose the Star Sapphire ring if she's not in love is interesting because A, it's describing being in a relationship to being in love.
Mm-hmm.
B, we already know there's lots of different kinds of love. She's been chosen. Theoretically, the core's not, it would maybe be interesting to examine, but theoretically, the core's not that fickle. But it might be interesting too, as a take, to be like, because of the nature of love, that core rotates all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But I think there's an interesting dynamic there. So yeah, she has, in the New 52, she has a romantic relationship with Kyle Rayner, even though normally it's her and Hal are on again, off again, forever. From when she was a villain to the current days and stuff like that. And yeah, does it recontextualize it? I think there's definitely a reading of it where either because of the Star Sapphire crystal or because of her connection to the Star Sapphires, maybe she is more attached or more always loops back into that same old with Hal than she would have without it. So she's worried that being out with Hal is going to lose her a spot on the core, but maybe being in the core is the thing that kept her around Hal in the first place. Like, I think there's a reading kind of that way a little bit, especially when you consider the Predator kind of stories. Yeah, I don't know that I have like one straight answer to that the Star Sapphire Corps is very fascinating because look at a character like Fatality. Her thing. So her name's Fatality. She comes from the planet Xanshi, as I'm recalling, which is the planet that Jon Stewart destroyed with his hubris.
Whoa.
Remember where he goes and he's like, I've got this covered, and he stops Martian Manhunter from helping, and there's a yellow bomb, and he goes, what? And the planet blows up, and he has to live with that, and we keep coming back to that for Jon. Fatality goes like after him, but she's in the Star Sapphire Corps, and then eventually they even have a thing. So it's like, is that a love for her people? Is that a love for, like, what is it that's connecting her to love there? As opposed to the Red Lanterns, as opposed to just pure rage, right? Like, there's something more personal that's drawing her there than making her one of Atrocitus's minions, right? So the fact that love literally in DC embodies all sorts of different things, I think means it's very hard to get a specific read on how it affects Carol and Hal's relationship specifically, because in different moments it could theoretically be different types of love. But it's also one of those things where it's like, maybe Hal and Carol are true love, but that doesn't mean you get to be together either.
Sure, yeah.
Like maybe it's as simple as they are Carter and Shaira, but it's just not going to happen. But in some sort of like kind of twisted destiny thing, their souls are connected. But because of Hal's personality or because of Carol's drive or whatever, it's just they're destined for each other, and it won't happen. That they're not. That's not the same thing. To be meant for someone and for it to be fated,
sure,
is not the same.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe there's something interesting in that too, and maybe Carol never actually has to worry about losing it because she has this thing.
I mean,
maybe not. But there's something interesting and fickle and crazy about love that is both fitting and like frustrating when trying to answer a question like this.
You could be fated to be with somebody, and it could be a bad fate, like.
Or that too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. That's right. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
You could be true love and never be together, or you could be, fated to be together and you'll never have love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it could be intentionally a disaster for fate. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I know that's kind of like a fence city sort of answer. But ultimately, I would encourage anyone who is reading like more modern Green Lantern, or specifically, it's now a little bit older. The stuff right went around when the emotional spectrum came out, and we were really dealing with the emotional spectrum a lot. If you go and read those stories, I would encourage anyone to go back and then read Silver Age stuff. Because you'll pick up on, they are tying things together, like Carol as Star Sapphire, the Predator entity versus the Predator that was a character.
Sure, yeah.
You'll get some of those references, but also you can go back now and say, like, I wonder, like, how I do read this. And I think you can have multiple interpretations. I think there's some interesting stuff to be mined out of the earlier encounters of those characters with the context, the retcon context, right?
Totally. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Braydon, registered trademark, the Soapy Donkey, who asks, who are two DC characters you would ship that would make for a compatible couple?
Oh, it's just who would you want together?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard, right? Because like part of it is like the cop out answer is like two characters who have been together maybe but aren't fully together.
But I mean, like that could count for characters who are like notoriously on and off. We've just been talking about Hal and Carol. There's probably people out there that are just like, I just need Hal and Carol.
Yeah,
they're the ones I want. I ship them. Why can't it work?
Well, I mean, we had that conversation in our Nightwing episode about Dick and Starfire and
and Babs, right?
Yeah.
See, talking to that point, Dick and Babs feel like true love, not fate.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
The kind of further to our conversation that week.
The like knee-jerk reaction for me is like characters who are like I think could find commonalities, and that seems interesting.
Sure.
you'd have to play with. I mean, yeah, no stranger for DC, but like with maybe the ages a little bit. Like they have to meet somewhere in the middle,
Right?
But like Vixen and Beast Boy,
huh? Just because of the
the animal
powers?
thing, but also I think that they could balance each other out a bit.
I mean, listen, someone out there as a creator could find a way.
Yeah,
put that up top.
Sure.
I got a hard time seeing what Beast Boy is bringing to the table.
Sure, but
certainly, like personality wise.
I mean, people could say that about us though, and our partners.
What are you talking? Oh, sorry. I also didn't think you meant me and you. Did I overplay my hand?
Sure. There's that too.
You were saying?
God, we have been spending too much time together.
Can I just stay here tonight?
Yeah, man. It's all right. You've always got a bed here. I'll kick Jessica out.
Yeah, just let me get my wife out of the way.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
But yeah, I mean, I like the balance of like two very different types of personalities coming together, and that's what brings them together.
But right, and listen, there is something to the opposites attract thing, but like how opposite?
Sure, I get
Yeah.
it. I always like it when it's like a goofy person with like a very like serious person.
Well,
like,
I mean, on the Beast Boy note, I'm a sucker for Beast Boy and Raven.
Sure.
Maybe not even so much in the comics as their like cartoon interpretations.
yeah.
Because I gotta be honest, Beast Boy in the comics is kind of like almost like a non-character to me.
Really.
I've read a bunch of comics with Beast Boy that I don't know that I find him super compelling in comics. He's so much more
Interesting, yeah, in TV.
captivating in cartoons and TV and stuff like that, which is odd, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Beast Boy and Raven.
Sure.
Thing.
Who do you got?
Oh boy, who do I ship together? Maybe. I'm trying to think of someone who's like kind of like classically single. Maybe like I don't know. There's something kind of like Jason Blood, Madame Xanadu.
Sure.
They're both from the Arthurian era.
Yeah.
They get each other.
Yeah, totally.
I don't want it to feel like they do it out of convenience, but like they do have a lot of commonality.
Yeah. Shared like
experience and stuff like that. And you know, if he has that kind of like, but there's a demon in me, or sometimes it's a monster, you know, she can look past that. Her sight is beyond that, right? She sees the future, sees the cards, all that kind of stuff.
Sure,
right?
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Bat Out of Hell. It's Batman out of hell, but
like a Batman out of hell, I'll be gone when Joe Chill comes.
Nice. Any more you can do?
I mean, I could, but it's a very long song.
I meant more other different songs that you could make work.
Oh, sure. Let's see. No.
That was incredible.
Fucking tired, man.
Batman Out of Hell.
We're award winners.
That's right. Yeah, now we can coast, baby.
I mean, clearly.
Are there any romances that were hinted at but never became a thing due to editorial or creators leaving a book?
Oh, that's interesting. Romance hinted at that never happened because of editorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like when you'd like nip the full like romance in the bud. I guess like you could. I know there's like it's like Silver Age or Bronze Age or something. Like they toyed with the. I think I might have this issue, Barry and Zatanna or something.
Sure.
I don't know that I would go so far as to say editorial came in and said Barry can't be with Zatanna, so much as they just like forgot and stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I seem to remember a Barry Zatanna thing being a real thing. Maybe also a Batman and Black Canary thing, but not in the Frank Miller like universe. Like obviously that's a thing in All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. But I feel like maybe same era as that Barry and Zatanna thing. There was like a Batman and Black Canary issue where they kind of like almost make it happen. Maybe they kiss or something, and then they might even go like, oh, this is a mistake, and it just doesn't happen. I feel like there's a couple of those in that sort of era. So I guess we're talking maybe like the 70s into the 80s, maybe.
Sure.
Somewhere around there, I think, is where you might see some of those things. Those are the closest I can think of offhand. The other the other things I'm staying away from is sometimes editorial comes in and goes, oh, no wedding, but they're already a romance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the nipping the romance in the bud thing that's a little bit of a different wrinkle. I wonder if we can count like Duke Thomas and Cassandra Cain, because I think they've got chemistry and they got some sparks, and then we just like Batman and the Outsiders we just kind of like haven't seen them in a while, or not, or rather we're seeing Cassandra Cain but not so much Duke. So maybe that one counts. Again, I'm not sure that's an editorial interference thing so much as just circumstance. Yeah, I mean those things are definitely out there. I'm sure people will come at me with other examples, but the ones I'm really thinking of is Batman Black Canary, Flash and Zatanna are two that I'm thinking of.
Nice. Next question comes from our favorite religious representative, Chris Chan, who asks, most insufferable couple?
Oh, most insufferable couple. Interesting. Who would be insufferable as a DC couple?
Like, I mean, I barely even consider them a couple, but Joker and Harley is fucking annoying.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's... Yes. Yes. Of course. Oh. How about Victor and Nora Freeze? He won't shut up about it. We get it. You're in love.
I mean, that's very funny.
Insufferable couple. Ooh.
I know that this is like sacrilege, but like two that bug me, kind of.
Sure. Throw them out.
One, and I know comics have been otherwise, but Batman and Catwoman, I'm just like, ugh.
Okay. What about it? Just because it's like, just stop fucking yo-yoing. Is it?
Yeah,
that?
it's the fucking like hot and cold, like, I don't know, I'm a superhero, but also, like, I'm just like fucking, ugh. Especially because like the movies have overdone it. Like, I'm just so like over that. Like, it's one of the things, and I know that she's doing a great job from everything I've seen in the trailer, but the like, God, another fucking version of this that we have to see in the Batman. Like,
right.
I just am like so.
This is becoming your pearls in the alley.
Yes.
It's watching the will they, won't they, Batman, Catwoman.
I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right. Like, just fucking do it or don't. Like, that really bugs me. And then the worst one that I'll get fucking dragged for, but it's fine.
Okay.
Hawkman, Hawkwoman, like,
whoa.
I'm just like, you've been together for this long. Oh my God. Like, clearly, like, either the universe doesn't want you together, or like try some other stuff. You've been around for so long, like.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, Hawk Girl has probably varied more than Hawkman has.
Yeah.
Hawkman has, I can't remember offhand.
Yeah.
But like, there was a brief Hawk Girl and Red Arrow thing. There's a Hawk Girl and Martian Manhunter thing in relatively recent comics. On the cartoon, it was Hawk Girl and Jon Stewart.
Yep.
Yeah, Hawkman, I think maybe is more of a slave to his destiny than Hawk Girl is.
Also, that
which also of course he fucking would be. This is the easy way. I don't have to work in a relationship.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, even
what a man,
especially in TV, where it's just constantly he is like, we have to be together, and I'm like, all right, like fucking chill.
Yeah,
it's just like exhausting. That's why I liked when she suddenly was like tilting away from him. I'm like, thank God. And then she was like, I can't not be with. And I'm like, oh, fucking Jesus Christ.
It's pretty arbitrary. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I don't know that I have a different insufferable couple to throw out there.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like those are the ones I think that bug me the most. Like a lot of the other ones, I actually really like them together. I mean, you could say Arthur Curry Mira, maybe.
I gotta. Oh no, I love them.
Yeah, I figured you would. Yeah,
we stand the Sea King and Queen.
Yeah, maybe it's more of just the movie version I'm thinking of.
Yeah, fair. I got one that's like maybe half an answer to this and half like a weird, like, I don't know, man, kind of relationship.
Okay.
And they do kind of touch on it in the comic, but Courtney Whitmore, Stargirl.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a romance. There's sort of a romance thing between her and Billy Batson.
Oh.
Which is fine sometimes.
Well, yeah, depending on what the age is. Yeah.
And that's the weird bit.
Because also,
as Captain Marvel,
too old.
And you have the wisdom of Solomon. And you're still like.
Yeah, sure. Or you're a child and potentially too young.
Yeah, I mean, they're close enough in age as our. I mean, it's been a while since I read. No, I have to go back. I think that's
old enough.
I think it's in JSA, but it's a little weird. I mean, they even acknowledge that it's weird in the comics. There's like a story about it where they're like, I don't know, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's in there. It's not like totally flying under the radar or anything. Like, that's kind of a weird one.
I
don't know that if I saw that crop up, I don't know that I'd like seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
That's as close to insufferable as I'm getting right now, I think. It's like, I just don't want to see the gross ones. Deathstroke, Terra, blah, blah, blah. But that's not quite what insufferable means.
Yeah.
I think Joker and Harley was the closest I got. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next question from a lesbian of many names who asks, Batman has had a number of relationships throughout time. Oh, yeah, Batman and Talia, too. But they usually end in some way citing the argument that Batman needs to be unhappy to be Batman. Where do y'all stand on this? If you think he can have a relationship, who should it be with?
Right. Or Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale.
Yes. I mean, certainly that, like, I need to be Batman, or like, I need to keep you safe. I can't have you in this life. Like, it's definitely come up before. They fucking used it again in goddamn Batman 50. Like the wedding issue of the, like Catwoman is like, but you're the Bat and I'm the Bat, so I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Of course, that's part of another plot and there's Bane and all this kind of shit. Of course. But still, and and ultimately, even in that run, like Bat and Cat get back together. They just don't get married.
Yeah.
That feels like an editorial thing. It's like, he just can't be married.
Yeah.
Because they get back together and you're like, but then, whatever. It definitely comes up too much. And frankly, we know that A, they're together, and B, they're going to be together. You're not fooling anyone by doing this shit.
Sure.
Every once in a while, a writer has the wherewithal to have Catwoman say, like, are we going to do this again? And we go, thank you, Catwoman, for saying what we're thinking.
Yeah.
But then they keep doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, then why bring it up? My perspective is it's Catwoman.
Yeah.
Batman and Catwoman should be together. But I agree, they should stop fucking dancing around. Just be together.
Yes.
You don't have to get married.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, she doesn't, she doesn't even have to, like, live in the manor if she doesn't want to. She wants to do her own but, like, just acknowledge that's the relationship. That's the romance. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no version of Batman going, like, I had to kiss her for the mission. Like, that's it. You guys are together. You can live however you live.
Yeah.
And if that means, like, I really need my brooding space.
Yeah.
And
fine.
She's like, I don't want to, like, live, like, in your fucking mansion or whatever, or your townhouse now, I guess. That's fine too. Like, I think it'd be interesting to explore that because they are very, like, kind of fiercely independent, but they're also, like, it's them.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman and Talia is like a complete no-go.
Batman and Wonder Woman is weirdly, like, weighted. I gotta
I don't think there's enough oomph in the comics to overcome the sheer weight of Batman and Catwoman. Like Batman and Catwoman have appeared together in some form where like they both Catwoman's first appearance is Batman #1.
Sure.
Like there's history to these characters. History from her perspective.
Yeah.
It's there. I don't think there's enough with Wonder Woman to overcome that. But I gotta say, I stand Wonder Bat.
Really?
It happened in the cartoon, and I kind of like it. And there's a kind of controversial part of, I think it's in that King run of Batman, where before the wedding, Batman and Wonder Woman are called upon to go to this like extra dimensional realm to just for a bit. The guy who normally protects it is like, time passes a little bit different there. I just need like a day here and I'll go back if you just take my place.
Sure.
But it kind of ends up being like an Atlas situation where he's like, ha, tricked you.
Oh,
I can't even. It might not even been that malicious, but time passes way more differently than he promised, and so Batman and Wonder Woman spend like decades or years or whatever fighting these armies and stuff like that. And there's a moment where it almost happens, and then Bruce is kind of like, I shouldn't. And she's like, well, she must be special. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, glad that they didn't, but I was also like, oh, Wonder Bat, man.
What about Zatanna Batman?
That one feels just like that one to me, that's like the high school dalliance.
Sure.
High school girlfriend, sweetheart kind of thing. Because it's like Batman learns like escapism and stuff from Giovanni Zatanna. Like there's a relationship there. I think because Zatanna had like a sort of connection to Thomas and Martha Wayne and stuff. So there is like a sort of, it's like a kind of familial thing.
It's like when you have a family friend, like your parents have a family friend, and
I think it's more like it's like you're like sweethearts by proximity, more than you're
growing
actually
up together,
more than you're actually compatible.
Sure.
So I don't mind for early career to like imply that like there was something between them, but to make it more substantial than that, I don't know that I buy.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's leave.
And also, like, I don't really get behind, like, Vicky Vale. What's her name? Silver St. Cloud. Like, some of those other ones, I'm not as... Vicky Vale, I'm most interested of all of them, but also, like, can we get someone in here who's not a journalist?
Sure, yeah. Let's have a relationship that's
like,
not with a
Lois, Iris.
Yeah.
Like, we get it, you're journalists.
Yeah. It makes sense. I get it, but... let's leave Twitter and head on over Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them. It kind of feels like at some point when they were writing these characters, they were like, what's a job a woman could do? And the only one they put up on the board was journalist.
Yes.
So all sorts of characters were like, I guess you're journalists.
Yeah. But also, like, you're around superheroes because they are...
I mean, it becomes that thing where it's like almost like undercutting. It was like, well, yeah, they get the story because...
Yes. Yeah, they wouldn't have gotten it in any other way.
Yeah.
That's very funny. Jesus Christ. All right. From Instagram, first question comes from Jake Micho, who asks, Richard, what DC character would you ship the Doctor to be with? Mine is Lady Shiva.
Whoa. I mean, listen, you're playing to type, but I don't know that I could handle a relationship with Lady Shiva. That feels intense for me. I'm a pretty like chill guy, and I don't know that she'd be happy with my level of chill, and I think she'd be let down by me, and I'd be scared of her.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking romance, not just banging it out.
Sure.
As the kids say.
I mean, here, for like your dreams to come true, Big Barda.
Yeah.
For like reality, maybe Babs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Like intellectual, chill.
Yeah. She's smarter than me. She's tougher than me.
She's got a bit of the tough. She'll push you around because she's like the daughter of a cop.
But we can have
like,
fun. I have a hard time picturing fun with Lady Shiva. That's like having fun with Klingons.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, do I want to bang it out? Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like you and Babs could like meet on the similar level.
We could also like enjoy silly things. Movies and stuff. Yeah.
But she's got that like push you around thing that you like because daughter of a cop.
Yeah. Great. Another dad.
And a cop.
Another
herself.
dad that wouldn't like me.
A cop herself as well. No, well, I mean, here's the thing. The problem is that you're too like opinionated to ever meet on the same level with a cop dad, let alone
anytime he would disapprove of me, I'd be like, yeah, well, you fostered vigilantism in the city.
Hey, why don't you let me talk? I can't breathe.
I think it would be a mistake for me to invoke that.
Why? Give me one reason.
I'm white.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good reason.
Yeah. Good Lord. I mean, I could bring up systemic violence. I don't know that I want to use the words.
What, to use that to win a petty argument at a dinner? What's wrong with that?
Good Lord. That's pitch black.
Yeah. Who would you ship me with?
Ooh. Let's think here. I'm thinking like Carol Ferris.
Oh?
She's the business owner.
Mm.
She has to deal with fucking like all these like hotshot pilots, the people that people think they're big dick swinging. Like she's got to work for it. She's, she's smart. She's self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
She's maybe like too busy for you.
Oh yeah.
I think that's that sort of competitive thing that you would respond well to.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
But she's also like not like it is like an assassin or something.
Sure.
Maybe like a Carol Ferris or someone like that.
For sure. We just have to figure out how to make her a reporter.
Yeah. Iris West, Linda Park.
I just like
Lois Lane.
She can't be in a relationship if she's not a reporter. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. How are you supposed to land a man if you're not covering him for the paper?
Yeah. Right?
There's so many journalists.
It's very funny. Next question comes from Dan Hummer 97. What?
I almost said the exact joke I said like a couple episodes ago.
Yep.
The old Dan Hummer.
Yeah. Who I can't help yourself. Who asks, what is a relationship that didn't last long that you guys think should have been more explored? What did you think of Babs and Ted Kord as a pair?
I'll say I didn't like hate it where I go like this is wrong.
Yeah.
But
not like Jonathan Kent.
I think the thing that is like where they finally kind of played whatever that romance was properly is in Countdown to Infinite Crisis, where Ted is like, man, I really fucked that up. She's way too good for me.
Sure.
It's good that this didn't work out for her.
Yeah.
But I'm sad about it because she's incredible. Best I could get.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's right. And then he dies. And I think that's the distillation of like, I think it's interesting you don't just want to show relationships that are either catastrophic failures or crazy successes.
Sure, yeah.
I like the thing that happens in real life, which is just like, it's not even that both people necessarily think it's a bad idea, but one of them is just like, I just wasn't bringing it,
Yeah.
So I didn't hate that, but I'm glad that it sort of just did what it did, I don't know that I'm rooting for Ted Babs.
Sure. Yeah.
A short relationship that I wish lasted longer. I think I said it in the Nightwing episode. I liked Dick Grayson with fuck, I'm bad with names today. But the Defacer.
Sure.
From the Rebirth Nightwing run.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really interesting relationship. Is her name Alicia? I can't remember. At any rate, like it had a little soupçon of the Batman Catwoman thing in that she was like a former criminal. But it's that, Dick is trying to look for a way to be Nightwing and be better than Batman. How do I do this job my way and bring something new to it and do a better job of it and find a better version of that? She's trying to find a way to, not necessarily undo what she did, but to find a way to move forward and contribute and things like that. That they find themselves together kind of alone and sort of isolated in Bloodhaven, and they can help each other and have a sort of mutual understanding. And, he always saw criminals differently, and she believes in, second chances and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I liked them, and I thought they were cute, and I thought it was working. And as much as I obviously recognize that there are maybe more narratively heavy or important relationships for Dick to have, I liked that one. I would have liked to have seen more of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Multi Sanchez, who asks, which DC couple do you want to see as a live action sitcom, and which era of TV would you set them?
Oh, fuck.
Like, I Love Lucy with Mala and the Brain instead of Lucy and Ricky.
I mean, that's funny.
That's very cute.
Mala, you have explaining to do.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's... I mean, A Brain and Monsieur Mala, I Love Lucy is very, very cute.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. For those who maybe haven't heard any episodes, the Brain is a brain in a tube. He's the leader of the Brotherhood of Evil, classic Doom Patrol villains, and Titans villains. And the Brain is a super intelligent gorilla, a French one. Or sorry, Monsieur Mala is a super intelligent French gorilla with a beret and a Gatling gun. And the Brain and Monsieur Mala are in love.
It would make a great animated show set in that kind of universe for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. So a sitcom with a couple.
Yeah.
I maybe like a. Hang on. I have to think of what the sitcom is. I'm gonna throw the couple out. Maybe you can help me.
Sure.
Ryan Choi, The Atom.
Sure.
And Doris Zuel, Giganta. Had kind of a romance thing. And I just love the, his power is to shrink and hers is to grow. And I just don't know what the sitcom is where that works.
Jesus. I don't... That's...
I'm almost thinking that it's like a I Dream of Jeannie thing.
Yes.
But going both ways, where they have to hide each other's power from the other people.
Yeah,
and one's a hero, one's a villain, and there's I don't know, there's something in there I can't figure out. But I would like to see something with them. I think that's fun.
That's really nice. Sue Dibney and Elongated Man.
Oh, solving crimes.
Yeah, I'd love to do that as like a 70s, 80s detective show, like a Columbo type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I would want to see.
Yeah, but as Columbo, famous sitcom. And another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Kind of, yeah, for sure.
Or Castle, maybe more
yeah.
That's fun. That's kind of cute.
We got so close to getting a version of it, and then fucking piece of shit fucked it up.
Oh yeah. It is odd though that the show didn't elect to just get a new actor.
Yeah,
went
never mind.
Witness protection. I changed how I look.
Yeah, I know.
It would be so easy.
Whatever. Next question. We're leaving Instagram and heading on over to Reddit,
where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
First question comes from ToneDX2049, who asks, do you believe it is easier for a hero to date another hero or date a civilian? Which relationship do you think would be better for a hero?
I have a very specific opinion about this.
Oh, okay.
Because of real life. think
Like celebrities?
Well, no. Does that sound like my real life?
Oh. Sure.
I think you don't have to both be superheroes.
Oh, you're just talking about like working in theater at the same time.
But I think you need someone that understands.
Sure.
Not just someone that you would tell these things to, but someone that can understand them. And I think there's lots of evidence in the comics for that. You know, what's the biggest strain in the marriage of Buddy Baker and Ellen Baker, Animal Man and his wife?
Yeah.
And it's that even though she knows he's Animal Man and she knows he's doing good and she wants him to be happy and things like that, she doesn't. As soon as he has to do, like, think of that New 52 Animal Man, right? As soon as he has to go and leap into action to help their kid, she goes, I don't like this, blah, blah, blah. Why are you going? Where am I going to go? It's like, and I'm not, it's not a criticism of her, you know, maybe having insecurities about that or being nervous or wanting to be involved, but it is a thing where it's like, it becomes a strain where she goes like, you're shutting me out. And he goes like, I'm literally going to the red. You can't. You know, like, I think you need someone that just kind of gets it. The theater thing in real life is, you know, sometimes you go to work and, like, if you're a performer, if you're an actor, I mean, even if you're not, it can be very emotionally draining, and you come home at the end of the day and that's when your partner wants to share their day and stuff like that. You just can't, like, you don't have the space. And if they don't at least have a
barometer,
a little bit of a barometer for that, it just feels like you're shutting them out. You know, you can't blame them for feeling that, even if intellectually they know it, they're going to feel that. So I guess what I'm saying is you need someone that's somehow implicated in the world.
Sure.
If you're a superhero, maybe you know, a cop, or maybe you know, like a psychiatrist, or maybe a criminal, you know, but like someone who's like part of it somehow, you know, and it doesn't have to be.
Wasn't Barry Allen's wife not like, or like Jay Garrick? Sorry,
no, I mean that's true. They're not, and they're great examples of it working out. A good counterpoint to what I'm saying. But you know, like I mean, Iris, journalist. Go to investigate. We got to get to the truth.
Yeah, that's connected.
That's connected enough. Like I'm not even saying you got to work like superhero adjacent, but like her job requires her sometimes to be in the headspace of this is a bit dangerous, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's enough of an understanding to get it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what I'm talking about. Is, you know, if you're an actor, you don't have to date actors, but like it doesn't hurt to date a painter. Someone who understands, like, committing yourself to whatever the, you know, that artistic thing you're trying to express. You know,
sure,
those things make sense.
But when you have somebody who like works a regular 9 to 5 and somebody who has irregular hours, it may be hard to like comprehend.
Or I mean, it's partly about job, but it's also like if someone works a regular 9 to 5 and they don't come home and like have like a, you know, a different passion where it's like, I'm a sculptor, but I work this shitty job.
Sure, yeah.
Or something like that. Then they still don't have the frame of reference. So I think that's where I'm getting at with it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from A Cup of Marvel Comics, who asks, does anyone not named Ollie, I heard memes, cheat often on their significant other? I ask because Marvel is, well, not pretty sometimes, LOL. Thanks, fam.
Oh, who cheats a bunch? I mean, I guess I'm not thinking of specific instances. And it's entirely possible that I'm going to say this, and they actually don't cheat that much. They just
have the vibe.
Yeah, they just have the vibe, but like, how?
Oh, interesting.
It might just be that he kind of hops.
Yeah.
Like, but technically they end and then a new one starts. But Hal certainly gives me the vibe.
Batman gives me the vibe.
Yeah, see, but
Batman seems like the type that was like, I had to kiss to get the information.
Do you know what? I actually don't feel that way about Batman, which is kind of funny.
What about Dick?
I don't think. I mean, Dick has almost certainly cheated. It's probably in the context of he's with Corey, but then Babs shows up, or he's with Babs and then Corey's, you know, and it's a kiss or something. He goes, "Oh my God!" And then he tells the other one, and it becomes a fight, or like that. Almost guaranteed has happened, but I'm trying to say this without using the words I'm about to use. What I'm about to say is, but that's just a mistake. What I mean is, he is cheating, but he's not like, I'm a cheater.
He's not
he's not like, I don't give a shit about your feelings and I'll do what I want. He's just like
slipped up.
He's bad at impulse control and he fucks up a lot and he does cheat, but it's always like that context.
Sure.
Goo.
Yeah, it makes it fine.
You know the clip I'm going to use for this episode. I just need to take a sec and think a little bit. I'm like looking at books to see if they like spur something in my head. Really tricky. Can you think of anyone? Cheating. The specific cheating thing. I mean, I think we're close with the dick thing, but I'm looking for someone who's like a real shithead about it. Like, I just sleep and it doesn't matter.
Booster Gold, maybe? Doesn't really have any
luck. Does Booster Gold fuck?
That's the thing. Does he have not really any long-term relationships, right? So,
interesting.
Otherwise, yeah, I can't.
It is, yeah, that's a weirdly tricky question.
They don't really address.
Doesn't Jim Gordon cheat on his wife?
Oh.
Doesn't he cheat on Barbara, his wife, with what's her name? Sarah. I'm gonna fuck up her last name. It starts with an E. Essex or Eccles or something like that. I'm pretty sure he cheats on Barbara with her, and then they end up together. She ends up being a second wife.
Oh, wow. Like a big love situation?
No. Like, the first wife is gone.
Oh, okay.
And the second time he gets married is not like a second wife.
Oh,
yeah,
too bad.
Sorry, that was phrased poorly.
Too bad.
Ladies, there's plenty of mustache.
Plenty of mustache to ride.
Jim Gordon trims his pubes to also be a mustache.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't think.
I think the answer
others.
is, if you look hard enough. Sorry, hang on. Constantine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think it's Constantine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, the answer is, if you look, there's probably a story for most characters where there's some sort of impropriety, if it's a little kiss or it's something more emotional or whatever. Like, that's part of the drama of the like ongoing storytelling, especially when the book doesn't end.
Sure.
But yeah.
All right. Let's leave Reddit and head on over to the Discord. The Discord. We're heading from Reddit. We're going to the Discord. Now. 1, 2, 3, now. A song. A song that you can do. Now.
Summer Discord had me a dog. Summer Discord scored in that dog.
Whoa, Doxy.
Doxter scored. Doxy for me.
Oh well, Doxer scored, did you dock all that scored?
Doxter scored, did she put up a fight?
Oh.
There's a College Humor sketch that I really love where it's like, they're singing the song and Kaneki goes, did she put up a fight? And everyone goes, what the fuck, Kaneki? And like the song stops and they're like, you keep saying shit like that. It's fucked up, man. Or did you do something? They're like...
That's really
They just
funny.
stop the song. It's kind of amazing.
I love that. Well, first question from the Discord comes from Butt, who asks, what is it about Deathstroke and Tara's relationship that just really makes it stand out among all the others?
She's 15.
Next question.
I mean, is there more?
I do know it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's that. He's like 50, 60 and fully manipulating her. She believes it's a relationship. She's 15. Like, it's like there's a grooming element to it because he's using her to accomplish this like inside job with the Teen Titans.
Sure.
There's like a weird like other thing where he's like, oh, maybe this is something. It's like, so he's like,
no, leading her on, and
even if you wanted to, which you shouldn't, you can't even fully be like, she's just a tool for the job. Like,
yeah,
it's everything about it is fucked up.
Yeah, it's bad.
Every last thing about it is fucked up.
Who wrote that?
Well, that's Wolfram. That's the Wolfman Perez era.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, there's some like, again, like if you go back, like there's some stuff in every legendary creator's canon that's probably a little like.
I mean, we'll talk about it on the double.
But that's just suspicions. You have nothing.
I know, but it's just so funny. If anything, I have the opposite.
Or we'll think you have nothing, and then Bruno will be like, I know the exact 5 things to point you towards that will either confirm or deny your suspicion.
Okay, Bruno, I'm just going to say one name and let me know later. But Tom Grummett?
Yeah. Richard just got a vibe off Tom Grummett based solely on the way he answers questions.
Yes.
For context, he never said anything wrong. Never
he did a very sweet
wrong.
thing at the end.
And I can't recall every Tom Grummett thing. I just don't. I don't know.
He did a very sweet thing at the end of his panel.
He was very sweet. He's a very nice guy. But Richard kept turning to me and he was just like, it felt like he almost said something else.
He was like right on the tip of his tongue. Like he was fighting the urge.
Bruno, you tend to know more of these things.
Yeah.
Tom Grummett.
Question mark?
Canceled?
Yeah.
Question mark?
I know. Yeah.
Or cancelable? Question mark?
Yeah. I just need to. I gotta know.
Yeah.
Anyways, next question. The Infected asks, "What?"
Oh, speaking of Bruno, get well soon.
Oh, is COVID?
I think so.
Bummer, buddy.
Which is brutal.
Yeah, I don't like that. The Infected asks, "What is a relationship or one night stand? No judgment." That you, in your head canon, has happened behind the scenes in the DC universe, but was never in any comic.
Ooh. A headcanon that has never happened in any comic.
Yeah. Dick and Donna Troy.
I don't know that I can confirm that's never happened, but that's
plausible.
Yeah. Dick and Don is good. I'm going to say okay, here's a headcanon. So kind of a weird one. In heaven,
okay,
Hank Hall and Holly Granger. The two Hawks.
Yeah.
The two hotheads, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Because it was Hank Hall first and his brother Don,
yeah.
Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
Don dies. Don Granger comes in.
Yeah.
Hank Hall, Don Granger, Hawk and Dove.
Sure.
Hank dies.
Sure.
Don's sister comes in. Holly Granger, Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
For a little bit of time, both Hawks dead.
Yeah.
Hawk and Hawk. Like two hotheads having like a... I don't know how that works in heaven, but like I liked the idea that like maybe there's something fun there for them. It's like, hey, we're dead. You want to go to the bar, fight? I don't know what heaven, like how heaven could look to them, or like I think that's kind of fun. But I'm pretty positive we've never seen Hank Hall and Holly Granger.
Sure.
I think. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wally and the Speed Force.
I mean, can we really say that hasn't been shown?
I mean, look, that's all I'm saying.
Are you just thinking of the Speed Force from the show?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go.
Hey-o. Hang on. I don't normally do this, but now I'm like looking up Hank Hall and Holly Granger to see if like something comes up, like an image.
Sure.
But I don't think they ever cross paths, really. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. Although, oh no, does he kill her in Blackest Night? Maybe that's a bad idea. Oh yeah, that's what happens. I think he kills her in Blackest Night, so never mind. That shouldn't, like, Black Lantern Hank kills Holly.
Oh.
So I kind of, never mind. That's a bad idea. Forget I said it.
That's really funny.
Yeah, sorry.
Swamp Thing and Medfill.
Oh, yeah. Just think about it.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
Think about it. Sandy.
Sandy.
Yeah, I think those are good. Any other?
No, not that I can think of. Not that I was trying to actually do I was trying to think of like villains, like
Sure,
if there's like
yeah.
villain hookups that I'm like 80% sure this happened, and then but it's never confirmed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could figure that out, but I don't know that I don't think I have like an active headcanon for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alfred and Batu.
Sometimes at like secret society gatherings,
Yeah.
Captain Cold goes over and hits on the vat that holds Nora Freeze.
Looking cool.
Mr. Freeze is like, she's spoken for.
Let the lady speak for herself.
I'm the man who mastered absolute zero. You are an absolute zero.
I'm gonna master absolute 69.
Don't make me ice you out. I'm a master of absolute 69. Nice. Ice.
Yeah. You want to master 420 outside? Yeah.
Come on. I'm the man who mastered absolute 69. What does that mean? What's absolute
Only
69?
one way to find out, baby.
Good Lord.
All right. Let's go to the next question. From Love Me a Nugget Orgy, who asks, you all right?
It's like absolute 69 is like achieving like the theoretical sexual perpetual motion machine.
Yeah. You're constantly...
You're taking in as much as you're giving
Oh.
out. It's like it's like a loop.
Yeah,
of,
sure.
a loop of cum.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice. I'm the man who mastered
Absolute 60.
Hey, if anybody out there needs like a new Tinder bio,
Hey, we're here for it. Rent.
yeah, I'm the man who mastered absolute 69.
Love Me a Nugget Orgy asks, does Deadman have a lover? I could have sworn Deadman and Xanadu were a couple. How does that work? Does she take over another person, which feels wrong? Or does she leave her physical body to be with him in the biblical sense?
So Deadman, right, normally just a spirit.
Yes.
Can't see him, can't
Sure.
talk to him, things like that. Except magical characters can find a way to do that. You can see them and talk to them.
Love finds a way.
With enough magic, you could probably even make contact. So Deadman doesn't necessarily need a ghost situation.
Yeah.
Where you ask Whoopi real nice if she'll have sex with Demi Moore for you.
Sure. Could you have a Ghostbuster situation?
Well, busting makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So.
There. I mean, question answered.
I'm the ghost who bastard.
Can't let it go now.
It's just so fucking funny. I don't know. It shouldn't be, but interestingly, I would argue that it's more modern, but Deadman's more prominent, I guess, or more memorable romantic partner is Dove.
Really?
It's Dawn Granger. And it's, I think, a lot tied to Dove's powers come from the Lord of Order, and she has this sort of like inner light inside her, which becomes a big thing in Blackest Night, that she can actually like dispel the Black Lanterns and things like that. And that light is it's like part of the white light of life.
Sure.
And there is like a connection between her and Deadman, and to the point that like she can speak and talk to him, and things like in the New 52, she could talk to him, and Hank would be like, "Is he here?" Like there'd be like stuff like that happening, which is kind of funny. I don't think she could make physical contact with him unless he was possessing someone. But they could communicate and stuff, and they did have a relationship, and a sort of strained one, because as a ghost he would just sort of fly in and she'd be like, I don't need you like watching over me like I'm a superhero to like get out of here kind of thing. So I'm just trying to make sure you're safe. She's like, get the fuck out of here. And it's like, Hank is my superhero partner. I need you to stay over there, do something else. There was that kind of like the petty jealousies sort of thing I seem to recall came up in that series. But I was kind of fascinated by that. I mean, Deadman briefly was brought to life in Brightest Day, which made that interesting. But I don't know. There's something kind of intriguing about that. Maybe it's because they're characters from such like vastly different areas of DC. Even though technically Hawk and Dove get their powers from magic, they're never on like the Justice League Dark or like something like that.
Yeah. There's
something kind of interesting about like, man, these two people like found a connection somehow, and there's a romance there. Like I don't know. I kind of like that. There's something kind of fascinating and interesting about that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to the last question from Crimson Raven, who asks, what is a relationship that you just don't understand, where the characters just don't seem to be compatible / make sense together, but somehow are?
Guy Gardner and Tora Olafsdottir. Ice.
Oh, okay.
I never. She's always so like quiet, soft-spoken, kind, things like that. And Guy is Guy. And even when Ice is a little bit more kind of brash or whatever, Guy is still Guy. It's one of those ones I listen, I understand he's underneath all of that. He's got a heart of gold. He's very loyal. Things like, I'm not saying there's nothing to see in Guy Gardner, but there's so much to see past in Guy Gardner.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of the bigger thing is like, I just don't think I get it. And yet, I don't think I would say it doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's something kind of interesting about it. I like someone that maybe makes Guy want to be a nicer, better person, but someone who can also just be like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, Guy. Even though she's very nice, like she can still have no time for his shit and things like that. I don't hate it. I don't think it makes sense. And yet it does kind of work in the way that real life relationships are kind of like that too, where it's like, I think this is a huge mistake, but it's definitely like, I can't think of a better thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So maybe it's them. Do you have one?
Not really.
Relationship you just don't get, like what's happening here?
No, nothing that's ever made me go like, really? These two? Like, no, not really.
You've never been like, oh, Sapphire Stag. What do you see in Metamorpho?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I have that thought all the time. You ever
just sit up at night and think about Sapphire Stag and Metamorpho?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, Iris and Barry from the TV show.
Wow. Yeah. It's. I think it must be difficult to be like Firestorm too. When you think like Firestorm is like Ronnie and the Professor, and then it's like Jason and the Professor, and then it's Ronnie and Jason, and then it's like there's always different interpretations of like, and who gets to be the physical body and who is the brain in the back and things like. But for everyone out there who has been an ex of any of them, you always just see Firestorm, and even if they look slightly different, you just go like, are they in there? Are they not? How much of them is in there? Like, what's their personality right? It must be like weird to be an ex of Firestorm and just be like, I I don't know if like it could work and I just wasn't patient, or you're just not there at all, and so it obviously doesn't work, or it must be kind of like a weird whiplash for those people.
Yeah. Otherwise, no.
I like. I mean, I guess it's not one that I think doesn't work, but Captain Atom and Plastique is like one that I kind of like too.
That's cute. I like that.
It's a cute one. Yeah.
Well, that's the last question.
All right.
It's time to play everybody's favorite game. That last one didn't go great.
Well, the last one went fine.
Oh, sure. I meant the last one that aired.
When they're listening to this, that one aired.
But also, did you even do that last one? No, you didn't.
That's why it went so well.
Sure. Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ. Time to play
Tails, baby.
Time to play. Yeah, God, the last thing anybody wants to hear again. A 5-minute episode where we put out.
Hey, we've just been talking about people getting tail.
Hell yeah. Absolute 69.
Honey, I'd like to try something.
I want to achieve.
I want to try to achieve absolute 69.
It's just when we come at the same time. It's fine.
Good Lord.
Time to play everybody's favorite game. Can you guess the name of the character based on someone who does not read comic books and describe that character to us? If you don't know how it works, I send a photo of a DC character to my wife who does not read comic books, nor does she care for them. She sends back 4 clues describing what she sees. Are you ready?
Before we try this, Mirror Master, can you give us an angle? I kind of want to see if it's working.
Nice. 4 clues. First clue.
All right.
Cat eye glasses.
Cat eye glasses.
Yeah, like cat eye glasses?
Catwoman.
No.
Catman.
No.
I have to do this now. You understand that?
I don't think you do. I think you could just try.
Cheetah. Like a golden age cheetah.
No.
Next clue, please.
Swashbuckling boots.
Cat eye glasses.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Roxy Rocket or something like that.
No.
Next clue, please.
Third clue. Wears a skirt.
It's not like Duela Dent or something like that.
No.
Or Skort.
Yeah.
Boots.
Mm-hmm.
Cat eye glasses. So like
No. Do you not know what cat eye glasses are?
no.
Oh.
like these.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just for the listeners at home, the first thing was actually like the way cat's eyes are like thin and like narrow.
Why would I think differently?
And vertical?
I don't know what fashion is. Okay. Rita Skeeter glasses.
Yeah. It's the second time you've made a reader Skeeter comment in the last like 3 days.
Listen, I've got like 12 references.
Yep.
Swashbuckling boots. Skort.
Yeah.
Interesting. Last clue.
Final clue. This is a big one. Final clue. Goth samurai World War II pilot pirate.
Lady Blackhawk.
No.
Goth
samurai World War II pilot pirate.
Black Alice.
No. I will tell you this is a man.
Enemy Ace.
No.
Goth samurai. It's not the Samuroid.
No, but that's hilarious that that's a character. Those old samurai outfits are really uncomfortable. I got a bad case of samurai.
Yeah, I got Samuroids.
You don't have your normal vigor here.
Trying to put this together is very...
I mean, it's wholly accurate.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is this like a Silver Age kind of character?
Yeah.
I mean, his name isn't like the history of Japan or something like insane, is it?
No, nothing like that.
He's not called like Anjin-san or something.
No. I wouldn't focus too much on the samurai part.
But he's still a World War II pilot.
Yeah.
And a pirate.
Yeah.
But he's not Black Hawk.
No.
And he's not, I mean, he's not, he's got to be goth.
Yeah.
I mean, should I know who this is? Or this is a weird one.
It's a weird one, but there's a modern take on this character that's not as like this.
Sure.
It's a very different look, I think, in the future, but there's elements that I could see where.
Right. I don't think I'm going to get this one. I don't know.
I'd be curious to see if you can get it from the photo.
Yeah. I'm not even like picturing anything.
Okay. Be prepared for it all to make sense with this character, but you still may not know who it is.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Okay, that's not Major Disaster.
No.
It's not. Oh, fuck. Oh, motherfucker. I should know who that is. Sorry.
It starts with an M. I think their ability is to duplicate themselves.
Multiplex.
Yes.
That's the old multiplex.
Multiplex.
The fucking boots and the cape. Son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Multiplex, baby.
Fucking multiplex.
I only chose that character because I just got a book with them in it. I love being able to pull from my collection now. Oh.
Fucking multiplex. Son of a bitch.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the clue's weirdly good for that. But yeah, that's right. Fuck. Damn it.
Was anyone else able to guess that character?
I had the M too. I knew
I know.
he wasn't Major
You were like,
Disaster. I was just like, fuck. Damn it.
So close. Well, why don't you either tell us that you got this guess, or maybe you could send us a question for next week's episode.
Yeah, so next week's episode already recorded. We have a special guest next week's episode.
Motherfucker.
That's a fun one.
But the week after that.
The week after that, 300th episode.
Holy shit, is that already that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
this is Dr. DC.
If I get on it soon, we'll have questions from past guests.
Oh.
Like we do for those ones.
Sure.
Week after that is when our episode with Heather Antos will air. So you can send questions for that because we're actually going to record that next week, but it won't come out for a couple of weeks.
Oh, also we need to ask for questions about Titans, but with a certain family member of a past guest. You know of this.
Is this a thing we talked about?
Yeah, 100%.
And I know it?
This is the daughter of one of our past guests.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I do know about this. Okay. Send questions for either or both of. We're talking Green Lantern.
Yeah.
With Heather Antos.
Yeah.
Basically, let's call it Emerald Dawn up to the New 52.
For sure. Yeah.
Maybe we can lean on the earlier era of that a little bit. But we're talking Green Lantern with Heather Antos. So send questions for that. And yeah, send questions about like the new Teen Titans, like that era. So not your classic Silver Age Titans, but like new Teen Titans kind of era.
For sure.
Send questions about that because we do have a cool guest lined up. That'll be a fun episode.
Yes, multi-generational this podcast has become.
That's true. Yeah.
Very exciting. You can send those questions to our various social media platforms like our Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast,
our Twitter,
at Dr. DC,
our Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast.
You can email us,
drdcpodcast@gmail.com.
You can hang out on our subreddit,
r/Dr_DC.
You can call us on the phone,
208-917-3238.
The doc phone is always open for you, baby. 208-917-DCEU.
If you're nasty.
Especially if you're nasty. Also, we're young and cool, and that's why we're on TikTok.
At Dr. DC.
We've got a website because we're old.
DrDCpodcast.com or .ca.
And we're on iTunes because we want to be relevant.
Yeah.
So give us 5-star reviews while you're there.
Yeah, please. On Apple Podcasts. Yeah, give us those 5-star reviews. Or on Facebook. If you give us a 5-star review somewhere else, just take a little screenshot and send it to us so that we will read it on the show.
Validate me.
Yes, please.
Also, if you want to do more for me, send me something in the mail.
Good Lord. 301 Hogue Street, Hoge Street in Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada, Y1A1V8.
It's either Richard, Eden, or Reed Vanier.
That's right.
And also you can...
Noticed how you did that.
I don't know what you mean. Why don't you continue that support train that you're going to ride on us by jumping on our Patreon.
Patreon.com/DrDC. There's a $1, $5, $7 level. They all get you access to the Discord, our awesome Discord community. It's a ton of fun in there. And the higher levels give you bonus episodes, videos, theme pools, all sorts of fun stuff.
Hell yeah. And baby, I know you got good taste. Why don't you go over to our other podcast?
Yeah, Ghostfacer's a Supernatural rewatch. We're going through every single episode of the CW Supernatural. We talk real world monster lore, behind the scenes stuff about the show. We're about halfway through season 4 right now. Yeah, go check it out. It's a ton of fun. We have some cool guests over there too.
That is it for this week.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
Heroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.